Hello, and welcome back to Session 2 of Unforeseen Heroes. After a dying man was found on the edge of Osprey's Cove in the aftermath of a violent storm, bearing an ominous message of death and destruction at Iron Harbor, the four of you were selected to accompany Elder Ordwy. Let me remind you of her picture. On a mission to check on the estranged sibling town. Elder Ordwy is hopeful that things are not as dire as the dead man's final words implied, and seeks to use any situation to help mend the rift between the towns in the century since their founding. She hopes that the towns can support each other and stand together against the inevitable rising influence of Zen Ederisil. The journey took most of the day to travel the 20 miles between the towns. Along the way, Ordwy chatted with the newly commissioned adventurers, sang songs, took an impromptu bath while trying to cross a ruined bridge, and observed how you dealt with two threats. One was an oceanic fae seeking to use the party to evict an animal from its rowboat, and another one was a subterranean humanoid, a darrow, completely unusual for these parts, hunting with a poisoned crossbow that matched some of the wounds of the dead man. Upon reaching Iron Harbor, you were met by Sister Vanda, who requested Ordwy accompany her to meet with High Priest Nur Ragnolf, while refusing to allow the party to follow, under the grounds of not enough space to host them all, and being somewhat obvious in her thinking that the party were servants below her station. Ordwy felt something was up, but felt it was best to play along and asked you to investigate the town, and see what you could find out about the dead man, or Zen Ederisil's ship moored in the harbor, and then promised to meet up in the morning to go over what they had learned. You met Elsie. Another picture. The local apothecary, general store, and friendly impromptu innkeep. You toured the empty shipyards run by Berger Frozen, who was complaining about the lack of work due to late lumber deliveries. You looked at the moored Runelord ship from afar, surprised by the combination of strict discipline of the crew, while hearing they've been uncharacteristically not involved with the town. You're used to the Thessalonians being rather overbearing and kind of acting like they own the place, and this crew's not been doing that. Finally, you heard about a hermit who often seems to know more than he should, due to being, it seems like most of the town ignores him, so you can watch and see what's happening. You wanted to go talk to him. You found Daryl. One more picture. Who was living in one of these unfinished manor homes called Gold's Ruin, that he had been the lead architect for before the nobles pulled their funding a decade back. From Daryl, you heard about a late-night unloading of a large crate from the trireme to Thunderhead Island by a delegation from Stonehome, the seat of the Gorumite's power, while being unsure if the delegation were Gorumites or the New Thessalonians. Daryl also expressed professional interest in the construction techniques of Stonehome. You have now arrived back at Elsie's to wait until deeper night in low tide to inspect Thunderhead Isle and Rusthenge. Elsie is eager to chat, now that the business day is over. So, you've seen our town. What you think? Pretty nice place we've got here. Bet you it's nicer than Osprey's Cove.
I mean, I'd say it's largely the same. It's just a little bit farther down the road. You get some decent docks here. Looks like you have a nice fishing business going on.
Fishing and farming, that's what we do back home. I don't think it's that different either.
So, what's a day like there then? Wake up, talk to the birds, sing a song, talk to the birds again, go to bed?
Nah, sometimes I just skip all the talking to the birds and singing songs and just wake up and go to bed.
Don't you talk more to the bees, not the birds?
I had talked to one bee. This one.
What's your bee's name anyways? Do they have a name?
Yes, they do. This is Bia, Bumble Bia.
Uh,
What?
Can't decide something. Hey,
I was like,
you named it Bumblebee?
I
Isn't
was
that
like
a little bit
70 when I
okay?
named him.
70. Wow, how
Yeah,
old are you?
like 130.
I mean, around the time I've been
And I mean, a lot longer than that.
Huh. Okay, didn't know that. I mean, I'm fairly young. I'm only 23, so you know, I've seen you, and I noticed you didn't seem to really age much, but I just kind of assumed that was, you know, a good skincare.
It's an elf thing. Um, I'm barely like young adult.
So, why'd you all decide to live there anyway? It's so far out of the way.
Well, my parents decided to live there, and then, well, they're no longer with us.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh, I had about 70 years to cry about it. I kind of over it.
Wow, 70 years.
They died when I was really young.
I was born in town, but my mom left when I was about 5. She's the elf in the family, but I think I get more from my dad. I'm really looking to hopefully go look for her one day. I figured maybe once we're done with figuring out things here, I could ask around town too.
Where do you think she went? How would you find her?
Oh, I don't know. She was a Desden, so she was a wanderer and liked to travel a lot, and always told me about the wonderful places she'd been. So I don't know exactly, but I figured maybe if she left, she might have sailed out of this port, and somebody in town might remember her.
How long ago was that? If it was more than a little while, I don't know if we have records that well.
Well, I mean, maybe by appearance, uh, you know, I can't imagine. She was fairly eccentric a traveler, so it was what 18 years ago, I guess. Um, so a while, but well, that was when she left me, so I don't know where she went.
18 years. Let's see, that's definitely before Daryl arrived here. He would have been the observant one. I mean, you've already met Berger. He's not really the harbor master, but he does work on a lot of ships. The harbor master has died and passed away in about 7 years back, so I don't think you'd find him. Uh, High Priest Nur might know. He's been around that long, and he's been in power. I don't know if she would have stopped by Stoneholm or crossed his path, but he might. Maybe some of the old grannies as well, but they don't like talking to people.
Maybe I could try with them. I don't know how well my mom would have gotten along with Gorumite. At least the one we met seemed rather uptight.
That they
I
are.
mean, the one
That
I
they
know
are.
is, you know,
big. No. Uh, oh yes, yeah. Grew up in a town. My parents at the time brother followed the path of my father, and sailing, and kind of like shifts the axe at his size. Like, well, I learned craft. Got out to see the world as a quiet, but fates intervened, and here we are again. He kind of like looks around, a little, you can see he's annoyed.
Oh, you seem to be annoyed to be here. What has our town done to you?
Nothing particularly here, but back on this island. Have the taste of freedom, and as life goes.
Huh. For most of us, I don't know, this island is freedom. We chose to get away from worse places. But I guess there's no no one answer in life.
I can't really say why my parents left to go found a town here on this little dinky island. But I don't really know if it was quite that noble of a reason.
Oh, your parents were among the founders? You were on the crews of the ships that left Riddleport? Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, I don't remember the sail over. I was real young for that.
Wow, a living legend's among us. And
Uh,
so how were you all chosen to accompany your elder? What? And wait, why aren't you the elder?
Me, I'm again young adult.
Still, you you've been alive for the entire history of the town.
Also, no one takes me seriously. Is like mostly really old people. Grew up and saw me still in school, and yeah,
Well, I've been
well, still
working.
learning anyway. Hmm?
I've been studying under Ordwe. I'm sorry, the Elder. And she's been teaching me divine magic. She has a bit of a different following, but she's a good teacher. So I'm assuming I'm here partially because I'm her student.
Hmm.
I couldn't tell you why I'm here. I'm pretty sure the village sees me as like a village idiot, or just like the village an extremely lazy person.
I don't think anyone thinks you're dumb. Yeah, lazy. Okay, that's a good.
Yeah. I'm assuming they brought me along. Now, also, I don't get the soft spot. Like, get me out of town.
Ah, so you also want to travel. Oh, you mentioned that you wanted to get elsewhere, get to other places. Any place in particular that you've wanted to go?
Wide world out there. Mining. But, well,
You said you had been off the island. Where did you go then?
Chartered private captain. Through, we're up and down. Nothing far, but work ran north.
yeah. Oh, I can tell. We are.
Hmm. And you? He looks over at Vanarel, who I think's been the most quiet.
Oh yeah, Vanarel's just been listening to the stories of the others, and when he becomes the subject of the conversation, kind of looks is taken aback just a little bit. But no, I've been on and off the island for I guess maybe about 20 years or so. I used to travel back and forth a lot with my dad. We just he had a reason to keep on moving back and forth, so that's what we did. Usually between here and the Fiorani Forest, a
Oh,
little place called Riverspire.
that's far away, isn't it?
It's pretty far away, yeah.
Oh. Any good like memories of that location?
Well, I was only staying there for long amounts of time when I was real little, but I enjoyed it there. There's a lot more trees, and the villages go just as far up as they do out.
Hmm.
It's a
What do
it's
you
a it's
mean
a
by
nice little
that?
place.
Villages go up? What does that mean?
Up into the trees.
Oh, like tree houses for kids?
Yeah, but it's sort of tree houses for everybody.
Do they like sway in the wind and with like a storm like last night would it blow it over?
Well, they're secured to larger trees than that. I don't think any rope bridges or things along that would have survived the storm, not by a long shot.
Hmm. such a wide world out there. I guess I can see why you'd want to go other places if you've seen that. I... It seems like you're not just villagers from a backward village. I don't... There's problems around here. I don't know what you can discover, but whatever's going on with the Swordfish and Stoneholm, I really think we need to figure it out. It's causing problems for the town.
It does feel like it's kind of a looming presence, that's for sure.
Very much. As I said, they've not caused any problem, and that's what's most unusual. But I know you wanted to head out, and I know it's getting late. Let me not keep you up. In the morning, if you want to chat more, let me know. Maybe we can figure something out. She kind of goes to tidy up the dinner or snacks and drinks she had offered, and puts out blankets for you all, and hands you a spare key and says, I don't normally lock the place up. I don't think I will, but just in case something happens and I do lock, here's a key to get back in after your little trip. And stay safe out there. You're awfully brave for visiting Rusthenge at night. But two of you bought the tonics. You should be fine.
Plus, if there's stuff going on there at night, we might want to find out about it too.
Well,
What? Oh, they're going? Okay.
Oh, maybe in a little bit. Sorry. And Elsie, if you ever do need a place to go, I'm sure our town would be happy to have you.
well, my home's here. My store's here. As long as the town's here, I think I'm here. But might be nice to visit someday. See all those birds people talk about.
Well, if we're going to start offering people to come back to our place, we should do something about that bridge.
Oh yeah, good point. Maybe we should figure out how to fix that on the way back. As a token of friendship.
Yeah, let's try not to advertise that we're fixing it, because, you guys don't remember, but there was a big stink about it when they didn't get done, because nobody could agree on who gets to have the finish of it.
Well, and last time people tried to kind of finish it, I know you all put a lot of effort into, making a nice wood bridge, and, well, our shipwrights took all the wood. All the planks, and that's why it's not finished.
Oh,
It's
really?
probably
I
one
didn't know.
probably one of those boats out there is probably made from that bridge. Not the Thessalonian one, but some of the other ones. They may have been made from that wood.
So yeah, if we're going to start offering people to, come back home with us, we should probably figure out the bridge thing.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody wants to take a bath on their way out.
That's fine. We'll just have the birds come and carry them across the gap. Vanarel will
Yeah.
give Elsie a look.
Oh, that sounds scary. Wouldn't they just carry you off and feed you to their young?
They don't really. Not everybody talks to birds all the time. It's
You can tell she's actually like a little disappointed that it's not like that kind of magical thing. While at the same
They
time
didn't tell
being
you-
condescending of it at the same time. You can tell she's really torn by this right now.
If I get you a spell book of how to talk to animals, we could probably work on it.
Oh, maybe. Does it work on goats?
The last time I've ever looked through to see if there's speak to animals, I think it's just a general everything. That's an
Oh.
animal.
That could be very useful. I've been trying to nurse a goat back to health, and it's not going too well.
Oh. What's the matter
Well-
with your goat?
Well, it's not my goat. It's it's up at Stoneholm. They've been trying to tame or domesticate these mountain goats. Only one's survived recently, and it doesn't seem to want to eat too much. So they've asked me to help, but now since they've been barricaded for the past week, it hasn't been getting its medicine. I'm a little worried for it.
Well, maybe we can check into that after tonight.
That would be great. Let me know if you need more details about that. I understand that's not the priority right now.
No, I would like to go see the goat.
If we are able to get in there to, we're happy to give it its medicine too.
Oh, yeah, sure. She hands over a biscuit-shaped dose of medicine. The goat's name is Ida. It's a rose thorn.
A rose thorn?
Oh, just a type of very hardy mountain goat around here. They eat anything. They have decent wool. And supposedly, when they grow up, they can be used as mounts. But I've never seen that. But that's what the Gorumites, I think, want them for. But they are very hard to tame. They don't seem to like living in captivity, even with given great fields and graze.
Also, oh, you did see it. Okay.
Yep, I give you the hero point from Lilith.
Livelith.
Livelith. Yep. Didn't want to call that out. We were in the middle of a conversation, but I took care of it.
Yeah, okay. I figured we were pretty much done, so.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're heading. So it's around 11 p.m. now. So it's gotten late. You probably need some form of light, either torches or a light spell or something for your travel.
Do we?
Oh,
that's right. Most of you have. That's true.
Moonlight?
The moonlight would be. I think we're saying first quarter. So there's
So
some.
would it be low light, I guess, is the question, generally speaking?
I would say
Except
it,
under trees.
I would say at first quarter, it's still going to be not great. It's not full moon. It's first quarter is halfway point.
The thing is, we want to try to approach it without torches.
Okay.
Things.
I think that's
Because,
a good
like-
idea. I mean, especially if they're doing something there. If we're approaching there, they might just not even let us out there.
So if you have
Exactly.
anyone who only has regular vision, which I think we checked last week, and we just clicked through. Everyone has low light or better, it looks like. Yes, everyone has low light or dark vision. I'm going to say, I think in combat, things would be, I would use the concealed condition. It's still dim enough for that. But for just walking
Mhm.
someplace, I think you're going to be fine without a light source.
And we could have the one who's got dark vision lead the way.
Yes. So I'll unpause. But really, you're just kind of making your way. I'm going to actually collapse you into the... And everyone get in.
Oh, that's what that was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, huh.
So you go walking along the road here. You're not hearing much sounds. I mean, it's late at night. Most people are asleep. No one up at the fort seems to notice you. You've come along. At this point, you've left the road. You kind of have to go overland, a little bit slower going at this point. There's shrubs, there's overgrown stuff. Give me a perception check from anyone who would be searching or scouting as your exploration mode activity, which I think
would
we
be
established
search.
was Daegron and Vanarel had scout and search. I don't remember what Dezi and Libbiel had decided on as a default.
I'll be searching.
I'll be searching as well.
Okay. Daegron, you spot something along the way before you got here, back around this area. You did spot what looks like an underground stream that lets out around that location. So, kind of at that bend in the cove.
Like it possibly.
Yeah, it doesn't look man-made, but it's possible that that might be their source of water, because obviously you don't see like a river going by them. But if they have any internal wells or aquifers, that might be an access point, is what you're seeing. It makes sense that they have to have something.
Get in.
And then, I don't have a different layer for Foundry to make the water go away, but it is currently low tide, and you can walk across this. It's not quite a sandbar. It's a little bit more rigid than that. But it is a little bit slow going. It would be difficult terrain. If you have to flee across this will be a little bit slow going. But you're making your way across.
Do you see any sort of light or any sort of activity up at Rusthenge?
When you get around here, I'd say you have to kind of probably be this close. I mean, across the way, you might have seen like the weird sparks that people were talking about, almost like St. Elmo's fire, like the little blue-green glow across the tips of some of those spires. Things that as sailors you've probably seen before, and know it's often perceived as an omen, but maybe you and Vanarel have maybe heard different opinions on if it's a good omen or a bad omen. It's an omen. And that's about all you see at the distance. The spires are 50 feet tall, so you're seeing things at the top of them. And up on the hillside, there's enough trees and shrub that it's hard to see at this angle what's happening at the base. From here, what would you like to do?
I think we should
Quiet?
sneak up to it.
Okay.
I agree. That might be for the best.
Yeah, slow and steady.
Yeah. So, I guess this is a group roll, huh?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a stealth roll from everyone. Okay. Everyone in the group can kind of be... All of you are following behind Daegron, who's leading the way, but you can tell he's like stepping on every single stick and snapping it the entire way up. You think if you closed your eyes, you could follow Daegron no problem.
Huh.
And
Well-
you arrive. At the Isle's crown is a broad, flat field, its southern edge dropping away to the waves below, affording a magnificent view of the sea, while to the north, a craggy ridge of barren rock blocks the view of Iron Harbor. In a circle just north of the cliff's edge rise 7 jagged spires of rusted metal, each reaching over 50 feet into the sky. Within the circle of iron stand 7 rock formations that may have at one time been sculptures, but now are little more than weathered chunks of stone and piles of rubble. At the center, a 7-sided pit drops a few feet into a heap of boulders, stones, and other scree, among which stubborn shoots of grass or small shrubs grow fitfully. A 15 by 20 foot canvas tent has been erected between 2 of the metal spires on the western side. Nearby is a sizable wooden crate, the east side open to reveal an interior strewn with red-stained straw. Freshly dug channels between 2 of the metal spires on the western side are stained red. They appear to have been soaked with blood. And you see 2 people leading an animal around in a circle to all of the spires. The animal looks like this.
It's no goat.
The people look like this.
Yeah.
No, impressive. As Daegron, he steps on like a branch and then hit one of his leather straps, kind of loosens a little on his armor, and flanking as he comes up. Does it seem like he's been noticed yet?
It seems like, surprisingly, you haven't. These 2 individuals are like really tugging at a leash and really fighting with this creature. It's acting lethargic It's favoring, three of its legs. Its hind leg looks like it's a little stiff and sore. It keeps looking longingly back at the cage and its straw pile, and they're having to really pull it around. But you see, like, as it gets close to these pillars, something like, it looks like that mouth on its back is consuming some of the rust, and it looks like it is gaining some strength from that, but it looks like it's not wanting to do that.
I want to know what that is.
Sure.
I'm going to take a minute, since we're here and we're doing knowledge rolls. Libby gets close to Dezi and says, "This might be a little weird." She touches your arm, and you start seeing little text and scripts of secrets around you, but you need to focus on something for them to help.
Okay. How about that weird thing that they're having eat the rust?
Yeah, you can drag that spell effect to yourself, and you can then roll a recall knowledge on it.
Do I feel like occult or arcana would be the best here?
You've never seen something like this before, so occult seems likely. You also know it's occult, so not occult. It's a cult, and that might be religion. Those would probably be your best two guesses as to what it might be.
I'll start with the occult.
You're racking your brain, and while this sure looks like an aberration to you, you've never heard of anything like this. So either it's something beyond your knowing, or it's not a cult. You can try again if you have religion as well.
Yeah, I'll try. Oh, well, yes, I certainly.
Libby has to keep contact with you. Well, is it? No, it's 30 feet. Never mind.
With the religion check, you think this is something called a Scythengot. This one looks a little different. The ones you're used to are much smaller. It is a fungal parasite that grows and thrives on the corpses of small creatures. It wears their bodies like a suit, but it also adjusts and tailors the fleshy covering to suit its needs. They are spawned from the abyssal depths. The most identifying creature is always the like Venus flytrap type thing that grows out of the creature's back. And in particular, from your studies of these things, you do know that they are a little resistant to mental and a little resistant to physical, except for cold iron.
Okay, well, let people know about this. Be like, yeah, that's some sort of demon or devil that eats things and feeds on corpses, and they resist. They like wear the corpse over themselves. I'll basically describe kind of what you said to me and give the party information briefly on the it might be resistant to physical and stuff.
He trusts, and he's kind of like peering around this pillar at them. And are they continuing around more, or is it just
Yes, they would have probably, because you had to take a minute to cast that spell or so. So yeah, they probably have moved over to the next pillar at this point.
The spell's only one action.
It's sustained for up to a minute, and yeah.
I'm sustaining it.
Yeah, I will try to figure out what they are doing in terms of like the are they doing some sort of ritual, that sort of thing?
You can give me a check on that. I would take for that one, I think, any of the magical disciplines. You know that these are creatures that are often tied to disease of some kind. So you don't know if this is like feeding it to create a disease, or if it is, trying to heal this creature because it looks injured. You're not 100% sure, but you think this might be creating kind of an alchemical concoction inside of it.
Inside the creature?
inside the creature.
Yeah, I don't think whatever they're doing is good, and I feel like maybe we should put a stop to it.
If they keep doing their thing, they're gonna get closer.
I think as you're saying that, big creep up behind this spike, offers them to try to maybe get a drop.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth roll for that. Okay, we will be rolling initiative. You will use that as your initiative. You rolled a 2 with a -1, so you're at a net roll of a 1. So I think you should
No.
all be in initiative. Let me get remove that guy. That looks good.
All right.
Yeah, I will take care of that. It's sad because you had the top initiative. Yep, they can come to you.
It's strategy.
And so, yeah, as you walk over there, you hear one of them cry out, "Someone's there! Protect the site!" And the first one here is going to release his hold on the leash of this creature after kind of tugging it a little forward towards you. That's going to be one of his actions. And he is then going to... He's then going to stride a little bit away to try to be able to see you around that corner. I think he can now. You can tell he doesn't have much light. Oh, I should probably put a little bit of an aura around. All that. There's a little bit of aura around the creature. I don't know if it's showing up. It might not be set to darkness here. Let me change this to dark.
I can't even see the creature, so.
There you go. That looks about right. Yep. Without vision now, as I said, this is where we're getting into. You're gonna need light spells to see them. It looks like they need it to see you too. He strode over here to try to get a sight for where you are. Realizes he can't see you, and is then going to. He's then going to go back into the light so he can see what's going on here. You can tell he's feeling a little nervous as well. Up next is Vanarel.
All right. Well, I can't see a whole lot here either. So I'm going to try and make some slow, careful, stealthy advances. Just kind of... I'm assuming I'd have to go, like...
Half speed, because...
at half speed, right.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm going to do that then. Just kind of slowly make my way through here to make sure I don't trip over any rocks or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And for my third action, I can see one of them in the light at least. So this animal that's been taken over by a plant,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to peg that as my hunted prey. That thing looks way too unnatural to remain on this side of the boneyard.
Okay. You're focused in on it. You can You can see how it's likely to move. You think it's likely to charge towards you all. And Dezi.
Okay, yeah, that creature I know is abyssal, so I don't like that being a cleric of a good pantheon. I think I'm gonna chant a few words and touch my crossbow to give it to enchant it, and then I'm gonna fire a single shot at that creature,
Okay.
which is glowing, so I assume it's a fairly easy target.
Mm-hmm. That will hit. It sinks solidly into the side of the creature. It kind of yelps in pain and kind of jerks back a little bit.
Sorry, that rolled secretly, and I didn't actually see.
You got 18 total, of which it took a little less.
Oh, very solid hit then. Gotcha.
Yeah. That was your 3. Libbiel.
Libbiel is going to make the decision to sustain on the secrets. And I'm not going to move carefully because I'm going to move the other direction. And I'm going to my movement speed is 35.
Without light, you're going to have to move carefully, so half speed.
Oh, okay. Half speed. So I have 35 movement. Is that still just 15?
Still just 15.
Okay. Well, I'll want line of sight. All right. I'm gonna cast Figment and make a illusionary sound of like a branch cracking behind them.
Okay. Roll the deception check.
Create a distraction.
Actually, 30 feet. You have the range to do that. You can't reach behind them from here. You only got right in front of them.
Okay. Then I will make it off to our right.
Okay.
And over like yonder.
Mm-hmm.
So they feel like they're being surrounded.
Go ahead and roll the deception check for that with a +2 bonus.
+2 bonus.
You should be able to drag the spell effect onto yourself, and that will handle the +2.
Okay. Oh, I got toggle on the +2 bonus.
Still, that's quite the roll. So yeah, you can tell that the two guys at least are looking over toward that. That was your turn.
Mm-hmm.
The creature, which has been released from its bonds, is going to charge towards Vanarel. It will then.
I guess it can see.
It can see. It will then try to bite you. It hits with a 24, it looks like.
Yeah, that'll do it.
For 11 points of damage, and I will need a fortitude save.
Great, I love that.
Okay. It then, like, kind of shimmies. You see, like, the flesh kind of flow around the creature in ways that you can tell it's now wearing a skin suit, and it's not normal in any way, shape, or form. And I will also need a will save from you.
Oh, that's not right.
You've seen worse. Up next, one of the humanoids who it looks like is torn between checking what is happening off in the woods to the right and getting back into the sphere of light.
Someone has to do a light spell soon.
He's going to throw a dagger over to where that figment sound was coming from. It bunks into some wood very solidly, and he's like smirking that he took care of the problem, and then runs up next to this thing and draws another dagger. Daegron.
Daegron is, I'll get all lights. That's a note and start. Five, get back to left. And, swing his axe. I don't like a
That's a critical hit. The neck chopper, neck splitter is living up to its name, as it you were aiming for the leg, but you got the neck instead. And you've taken it out.
He just swings the axe and he's trying to like hook it under the hind leg, but it just like cleaves right through the back end of it.
And the light from it begins to fade. I am going to bring the light back up in the scene just because I think it's more interesting for the viewers. Right now it's almost a pure black screen, so I'm going to bring the light partway up.
But we should still treat it like it's super dark.
Yeah, I'm just bringing it a little bit up. There we go.
So this is he's going tries to grab hold of the next spear kind of back. Yeah, 5 left.
Got it. You try to grab him. You don't know if it's the dim light because it shouldn't affect you, but something about him, he just slightly avoids your attempt to grab him. And it's now the one who has been left in the dark, who can't see what's going on too well, so he's going to be moving at half speed to try to get up where he can see what's happening. I think he actually even like bumps into into Daegron before having to back up. That was his second stride. He will lash out at you. You will have concealment from him because you're in dim light and he does not have it. He would not. I'm going to say no just from the walking into you. Maybe technically should have, but in this case, not quite. But he is doing the flat check. He does get it. He can hit you, but let's see if he actually does hit you. He does. He crits you. And I forgot his bonus damage. He would get a bonus. Nope, that's all. No bonus damage, just automatically off guard. So he's flailing. You can tell he's not really trained with this dagger, and you can tell he's acting out of fear more than anything else. But he did manage to score a very strong hit, just by pure luck, you feel. Vanarel.
Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about the weird plant wolf thing anymore. Instead, I'm going to take a look at this fellow who's sort of diagonal closest to where I am right now, and hunt him for my first action, using the hunt prey. Second, I'm going to slide right up opposite where he is from Daegron. And third, I am going to pummel him with as many hammers as I possibly can. Twin takedown. We hope.
That will hit.
Okay. First one catches him for 7. Looks like.
That will also hit.
17.
And does twin takedown do... you already had the map on that. Okay, never mind. Wow.
Yeah, it does apply map normally.
Just -2 from flurry, which is much nicer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was your 3.
That's my 3.
One of them falls to the ground. Dezi.
I hate to say this again, but we might want to know what they were doing. So maybe take that other one alive. Desi's actually going to cast light on Daegron over there. Actually, I'll cast it on not Daegron, Vanarel, because Daegron, I believe, has dark vision. And then we'll stride up a bit, though still in darkness themselves. Sorry, for some reason it's giving me measurement mode. I'm trying to move. Give me 1 second. I'll move up 10 feet to be closer to my allies, 20 feet in the darkness to be closer. Well, actually, it's probably low light after I cast it, so I'll move up next to Libbiel to be closer to my allies. That'll be the end of the turn.
Okay. Libbiel.
So she's still doing this distraction thing. She's going to make a going to move a little closer because range increments still matter. Kind of behind this, but she's going to make a figment right here. That's like a figment of movement. Something's over here that is going to be trying to position behind the cultist. So let's make a new one. So I'm sustaining that spell, of course.
Yeah, you can tell he's still looking behind him, looking at Daegron. It's hard to, completely distract him from the giant orc in front of him who just decapitated the demon creature, but his attention is definitely split.
Would that count as maybe he is off guard?
Yes.
Daegron?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to cast a shield on myself.
Okay. And Daegron, also, your mic is still sounding pretty quiet. If you have any ability to up the gain at your end, that'd be helpful. I already have you at 200% on my end. And it's your turn. That's a crit from you. And we are out of combat.
Brings the axe back down through the chest of this one also, after kind of like dabbing at this horrible kind of slashing.
Dezi is glaring at Daegron at this point. Okay, you figure out what happened then.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I overreacted. God. And he's just like clutching at it here.
Okay, just next time, yeah. Maybe we can look around and figure out what's going on.
We restore the light level back to the exploration round mode.
Yeah, I will do that. I'm still playing with some volumes as well. I will.
Okay. I'm going to recast Discern Secrets on Dezi.
I'll do some sleuthing here to try to basically figure out kind of what they were doing. Presumably this was some sort of blood ritual because there was blood all over the ground. I'm not sure.
Well, I guess I need to recharge my focus pool and then use the Discern Secrets. I'm sorry. So.
Okay. Well, I'll do some sleuthing after while you're recharging, basically, I guess then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for your sleuthing, what are you looking at in particular?
I mean, I'm kind of studying, I guess right now, it looks like there's grooves going from the pillars into that middle thing. Is that correct or no?
From 2 of the stone piles to the middle thing, definitely, is where those are the ones that are filled with what looks like blood stains.
So I'll look at that to try to see if I can discern, maybe with a detect magic, to see if there's some sort of arcane or occult ritual or religious ritual for that matter going on.
Sure.
In the pit in the center, kind of, because they lead there.
I also need a fortitude save from everyone in the party.
Oh,
You begin to feel something odd as you're spending more time within the circle of the pillars. Daegron is unaffected. Vanarel is unaffected. Dezi and Libbiel are both sickened 1. You almost feel something is just making like your hair stand on end, like your skin kind of your skin shift a little, almost like what Vanarel saw with that creature. You kind of feel that in yourself right now, that just like your body is acting up in ways that just make you scared.
Libby, you might want to finish what we're doing here and get out before
Elsie
you
wasn't
go.
kidding about this. She's going to down her use of the Vim.
Okay. You can give me another fort save.
Well, second really hurt the fort save here.
You're feeling better. Your skin has stopped moving. The hair still feels a little weird, but then again, as a witch, maybe your hair always has a mind of its own. But there's definitely something feeling a little funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna step back outside of the circle.
Yeah, you kind of feel like you are being pulled toward that spire to some degree.
Sorry, is the thing in the middle a spire or is it a pit?
That's a pit in the middle.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, it seems like that's where the blood was being drained into. But yes, so what are you doing now, Dezi?
Trying to figure out what's going on, like what sort of magic with detect magic up, if that helps at all.
Sure.
Is going on here.
We can start with an Arcana check, and we can go on from there.
Worse at this in a second.
Well, the first thing that's obvious is that all of the stones that are crumbled around the outside, you can tell those are all the various rune sigils, which you do know are affiliated with Thessalonian magic. These are all crumbled and destroyed, and you can't make out necessarily which is which at this point, but you can tell that's what they were meant to be. So this is someplace, the hypothesis that this was ancient Thassalon in origin does seem to be very true. That 7 is kind of a special number to them. There are 7 spires. There are the 7 runes. That all makes sense to you. What they were doing with this creature and the rusted stone spires, that you're no real idea about.
Okay. Do I feel like religion might help here, seeing as this was religious, or is that?
You can try that as well. I mean, as you knew before, those creatures seem to be able to have kind of a disease origin, or creation of disease is part of what they do. But what they were hoping to achieve with this, you're not sure. You do feel that was not what this place was intended for. That doesn't seem to align with anything you know from Thassalon history. I don't think you have a lot of it. That sickened is until you clear it, which you probably could by just attempting to vomit a couple times. You could clear it that way, or you can just wait. This is more answering Libbiel's question, but yeah.
Okay. Maybe we should. Can one of you search the hut and I'll look over the bodies, the tent rather?
Yeah. In the tent, you actually see a little bit more of like the one side of the box, because it looks like there was a crate as well as this. So there's this crate here, but there's a lot of smaller crates in here that seem like they have some supplies. Looks like not much left. There were a couple of rusted daggers still in the boxes there. Like one ration pack, it looks like. There's 4 bedrolls here. You only saw the 2 people here. And at the back of the tent, you do see what looks like a stairwell down, or a carved tunnel down.
He's going to creep in a little closer to the tunnel there and just take a look. See any light coming from anywhere beyond?
No, there is no light.
Okay.
You don't hear anything.
Background to Vanarel,
Yep.
and this tunnel here, I seem to go down this fire. Might back us now. I don't know if we're ready for this. How sick I'm getting here.
Yeah, I still have a giant plant or dog bite or something I gotta tend to before we go anywhere further.
Let's gonna turn around and head back.
So, Dezi, have you been able to figure anything out about this place?
I mean, it seems like I mean, I'll let people know about kind of what I think. It might be that it's some sort of disease type thing they're trying to do, given the nature of the creature. But I don't know exactly what's going on here. These are Thessalonian pillars, obviously, which I think probably figured out. But it looks like my guess is maybe they were trying to re-energize them or do something with that.
I'm going to, like, look around and maybe boop this against my lore skill.
Sure.
Let's make sure I roll this. Yep.
You've heard of... There's 2 things that jump to mind here, and you're not sure which. One, you have heard of things called rune wells, also called sin wells, that this could be... Oh, also it's a hero point hour. Let's give one to Dezi for the... There we go. So you've heard of rune wells, which are a place that gathered energy to power up the rune lord's magic. Usually they'd be associated with a single sin. You're not used to seeing 7 around. But the hole in the middle, the channels, makes you think it could be that. Your other idea, you remember hearing something about a sky metal workshop that was founded somewhere out in the islands here. Maybe that seems a little off, because you would expect the spires in that case to all be different metals, not all iron. But no one knows where that was, and maybe this is that. Those are your 2 hypotheses at this point.
I mean, can this be the Sky Metal Workshop? No, that... Wouldn't they... Maybe it's a rune well? I'm gonna have to confer with Dezi.
There's more things downstairs that might have those answers. I don't know
Yeah,
if we're
let's
ready for them yet, though.
Get out of the exact, like, dirt circle. I think that's the danger zone for this thing.
Maybe we
Just
should
stay
move
away
into
from
the
the
tree.
pillars.
Try to regroup.
Sure. Hey, Dezi.
Yes.
Dezi, thank you for your magic, but, and Vanarel will, like, Keith with his hammers, he'd probably like to just brush off his shirt and pants. How do I turn this off?
Oh,
The light.
Here. I think you could easily wink it out. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. It's just...
Okay.
All right, I'm going to, because, like, this whole in darkness thing is now kind of pointless since we did fight them. I'm going to bring out one of my torches. Oh, my only torch. I forgot I left the other one.
Desi goes over to this bush and starts just retching and because they feel pretty sick.
So I'm going to use a torch.
Okay.
How
How
do I make torch light?
Yeah, before dealing with burying these or hiding these cultist bodies in that animal, Vanarel is gonna sit down with a healer's kit, and I know how to use this pretty okay.
Yeah, you should try to heal, and if you're unable to get anything, then I have some magic that can help. But I just need a minute here.
Sure, you do you.
A
Yeah.
telekinetic hand from all the way back here pats you on the back.
GM,
You can just clear it
Daze-
outside of combat. Yeah.
that's fine.
Oh yeah, Vanarel's going to take the next 10 minutes or so to sit down with this and try to stitch back up the giant dog bite he's got, or plant bite.
Yeah,
I'm
it
still
definitely
unsure
definitely
what
was
exactly.
It was the plant bite is if what bit you. The dog itself seemed like it was just a vehicle for moving that plant around.
Somehow that makes it worse. All right, I'm going to try to stitch myself up a little bit. The medicine, 3 wounds here. I've seen Elder Ordwy do this a couple of times. That looks good, right?
Yeah, you definitely got the bandage applied to yourself, but you didn't actually do anything about the wound underneath it.
No, you did a really good job. A really good job.
You should have cleaned it out first. Here, use this soap on it first. I'm gonna pull out her little bar of soap.
Desi
That's a
gave you
really good
16 healing back.
Thanks, Dezi.
No problem. Any chance you could patch up Daegron over there?
I trust you. First attempt, no problem. You got it.
Yeah. That's I've only practiced on other people, so maybe it was just myself who was taking care of this. Here, let me see what I can do for you. Yeah, that looks good, right?
I don't know if it works, but it looks good.
Do we want to head back, or were we thinking of going to the stairwell?
Take a sample of that creature so it doesn't be. Anytime we find someone who might be able to identify it, they, have something to work with.
Okay. Desi very reluctantly puts a little thing labeled evidence on a small vial and tries to not touch the creature as they get a sample as much as they can. But
Give me a reflex save as you do that, or a medicine check. I take either. You manage to, I guess, probably chop off the Venus flytrap portion and put it into the bag without getting nicked by any of its teeth as you do that.
oh, and I did look at the two. I don't know. Yeah, cultists is the right word here.
I'm pretty sure they're cultists.
They just had some basic supplies on them and nothing else.
I mean, we can grab one of their daggers as evidence.
That's a good idea.
I can take a society check on them, or I guess a crafting check.
I'm going to roll the crap.
Lots of rolls coming in. Let me check. Okay. Desi, yeah, like that symbol that they're having on their robes, you don't recognize. You don't know what that may be. Vanarel and Daegron, I mean, you can tell that, both of them have multiple daggers that are very rusted. But it looks like, they're only recently rusted. The core is still intact. They're not broken. You're pretty sure you could still clean them off and use them. But so it looks like they were intentionally rusted.
Well, we should take them as evidence.
That's a
Here.
perfectly good dagger.
Yeah, Daegron picks up the daggers and
A
kind
cult of rust,
holding them,
something?
almost disgusted by the end. Hands over to Desi and goes, disgusting.
All right. So while we're walking back, I have a few things to discuss. some thoughts have come to my mind as we.
Are we headed back or are
here.
we headed down, I guess is the question. Because you said there was some pit in there?
I do not have like my spells prepared for going down into that hole.
I guess doing it in the daylight might make more sense.
And
Yeah.
we're going to need to talk to Elder Ordwy with this tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah, good point. Okay, we can wait till tomorrow and I'll get a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
We should take the
So-
time to hide these guys, though. Just stick them in a bush or in the
Yeah.
bottom of that pit or something. Whatever they're up to, I don't want the other ones to come back and get any hint of that we were here.
As we're walking back, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to speak my mind of a few things. One, I don't think we're going to see Elder Ordway in the morning. He's going to be laid up or sick or I partied too hard and just can't meet us. Something's going to happen. And that's what they'll tell us. Well, remember the man we found who died in like right at our doorstep? He said he was the only one who survived. That was one of his last words. And he was one of them, right? I
Gorumite,
think
yeah.
You'd like it.
the Gorumites might have been slaughtered by these Van the V word that's not Vanarel. Vanarel. It's the Thessalonians who came here. I don't know what they're up to, but the Thessalonians being here in this Thessalonian ruin here and this cult, it doesn't seem right to me. I think it's probably all connected. Like, I don't think these people are natives. I don't think they're going to be missed by anyone in town. What I'm saying.
I mean, if your suspicions are right, which I think they could be, we probably should. I mean, we'll find out in the morning either way.
Yeah. So,
but you're saying we should prepare for bad things.
yes. Tomorrow, we might try to check in on that goat. It'll get us at least closer to the names escape me. Gorumites?
Yes, the Gorumites. Stone Fort? Stone
Home?
Home, that one.
Don't
Yes.
know.
Yes, we'll try to go see as close as we can to Stoneholm. And hopefully treat this goat. You know, no animal should be suffering from being sick like that. And see what we can find along the way.
I grabbed two of the two daggers from them, so we'll have those as evidence should we need them. But yeah,
let's
that sounds good.
not-
And if they really won't let us in, we did find that watery outflow that we thought was an outflow from the fort.
Yeah, next time we see that captain again, I'm going to look up her and look to see if maybe she has any rust on her. Maybe bite wounds from that plant.
Ooh,
Maybe-
you think she's one of the plant people?
It could be. Anything's possible with these people. Yeah, this time we're got a torch. I will probably snuff it like around here, so then like the fort doesn't come out to meet us.
I know that if these people can take over, or the creature that we saw there could take over and like pretend being a human.
You're not familiar with them doing that. They seem to only parasitize small creatures. The fact that it was on a wolf already was larger than you're used to them dealing with.
Okay, so this may be abnormal, but in general they don't.
I think as we're walking back, Dagger like points to the daggers he gave Dezi. Have a whole stronghold worshiper of Goro, and there is a bolt of rust when stones throw away. I don't buy that. There's something horribly wrong there.
So you make your way back to Elsie's. Give me another perception check along the way, please. The way back feels basically like the way there. Nothing new jumps out at you. The village has gotten even quieter overnight. Your passage, even with the torch now, doesn't seem to attract any attention at all, which you actually think is maybe a little unusual. But you make it back to Elsie's, you let yourself in, and you can rest for the night. So you can click the long rest button. If you're going to keep trying healing on Daegron, I assume with medicine you would eventually get it, so you can just heal the full. There's time.
And I'm
gonna
peeking
do-
on to see if Elsie is okay. Is she also quiet?
She's sleeping.
Okay, just making sure she's actually sleeping and not like this is a even weirder cult where everyone in town is dead or something.
You can give me a medicine check if you want to check if she's undead or breathing in her sleep. Of course, if she wakes up, she might be a little surprised to see you leaning over her.
I'm going to have the bee go in there,
Okay.
and the bee can do a medicine check because it's just as good as I am at medicine. Just not a good thing, but you know, this is the life I lead.
Swapping out one or two of my spells, assuming that we might get trouble tomorrow.
Bumblebee definitely sees the chest rising and falling, so thinks Elsie is breathing normally. That's
Okay.
about all you can tell without, a hands-on analysis.
All right. Well, I'm gonna bring Bia back and be like, well, it's probably not undead. All right, so let's sleep.
So you've woken up in the morning, and what would you like to do?
Well, Libbiel will do a few little alterations to her bee, give him some new abilities. That might help with our investigations today. But other than that, I think just the normal cast of mystic armor.
And I think you said as you were heading out in the morning, you wanted to at least try to inspect the people on the ship. Is that correct? Or are you talking to Elsie more? What's your first?
Yeah, I think Daegron was going to bring that up as we were kind of in our own. He says, I think we bring this up with Elsie, those cultists we saw out there.
Do you feel it might put her in danger?
But that's what I mean. It seems they don't know what's going on here, and no one seemed to think there was anyone out there.
Let's put it to a vote.
I mean, maybe we can just ask her about the people on the ship. She must have noticed that they seem to be behaving oddly.
Yeah, if we ask the right questions, maybe a little leading, but considering what we just saw last night, might be worth trying to find out if there's something extra that she might know.
Okay, I think I have a good question to lead in with.
So when you leave the little impromptu inn room and head out for breakfast, that she set out some porridge of some kind with a little bit of berries in it. How was your evening excursion? Looks like you're all back safe and sound. Oh, I do see some bandages. Did you trip and fall?
I did.
Oh,
Yeah, some of the rocks were a little uneven.
well, I guess that's what you get for going at night. I mean, you did arrive in the afternoon, so you couldn't have gone at the morning low tide. I guess that makes sense. Did you?
Yeah,
Was it interesting? Did you like to see the sights?
yeah, it was really interesting. Do you mind if I ask you if your community has anything special, like special feelings about rest? because of Rusthenge and like
Uh,
no.
it's a little odd. We tend to maybe be a little more anti-rust than the average because we've seen how that can destroy things. And I mean, the Gorumites like to polish their armor, so we don't like to go quite as extreme as they do, but people like to stay clean. And, the that hill is kind of eerie and creepy. No one wants to kind of be associated with it. So there's a little bit of a negative feeling as a result. But
Yeah, I can
nothing
see.
nothing extreme. It's not like, rust is evil and you have to run away from it, and definitely not rust is good. Probably just the average opinion toward it. It's a fact of life, especially here along the sea. It's hard to always keep it away, but we try.
Yeah, I just was wondering because since it is such a big part of the local landscape, that maybe there was some kind of like favorability towards Rust.
I mean, I think most people would be happy if it was gone. Not rust as a concept, but those spires. But the couple times people have tried to like go out there and scavenge it and sell it, they just get so sick. No one wants to go. No one wants to mess with it anymore.
You never thought of like hiring a wizard to see if he could dismantle it?
Huh. You think a wizard would come out here?
I mean, with enough money, you guys have a shipyard. You sell ships, right?
No, we build a fishing ship or two. We repair the vessels that come in from a storm from the other neighboring isles. But from what I've heard, the shipwright barely ekes out a living. I mean, that building is huge. He must be lying a little bit, but he doesn't act prosperous.
Yeah. And the Gorumites have no special like way of dismantling themselves. I thought it would be like a blight to them, considering how they are.
It doesn't fight. They don't care about it.
Fair, but it is, a big several pillars of rust.
It's an eyesore, but Gorumites, that's not really their thing, right?
Yeah, they believe whoever's strongest should lead, and Pernor Ragnulf is the strongest, and he's been the strongest here for a decade or two. And they train, they come out here, they boss us around a little, and they go back and they train and they fight. I think they're always secretly hoping for like a pirate invasion or some other problem, but I don't know. I think they're a little bored. I know the founder wanted to make a flotilla and an army and go back and conquer Riddleport. I don't think the current Gorumites feel that way, though. I think they realize that's a little too much to do with our little settlement here.
Yeah. You guys hardly are an army.
How about that boat? The sailors have been just sitting there for a while. Don't they come to town for drinks?
Almost never. And that's such a surprise. You'd think that would be, what sailors do. But they've been holed up there for the whole week. I thought I heard the captain and two went up to Stoneholm 5, 6, 7 days ago. They've not been back either. I don't know what they're doing there. The rest haven't left the boat since.
Nothing strange with Stoneholm. Like, there's no, like, outward signs of any difference.
I mean, they haven't left Stoneholm at all in the week. And usually, probably aside from a holy day of some sort of duel or challenge, they at least patrol the city daily. They haven't done that in a week now.
Okay. Well, about your friend the goat, how would we go about like asking them to see if we can go see the goat to give it its medicine?
That's what I'm worried about. I've tried to stop by every day for the past week. There's been no answer at the gate. They won't open, they won't shout down to ask why I'm there. They just seem to ignore me.
Well, maybe we can knock a little louder.
If you're going and if you're going to check up on Ida, the one thing I think there's a well in the yard. I think it might meet up with that stream. There's a stream kind of partway around the harbor. It's underground, but it empties into the harbor. I think maybe it might connect to their well. I don't know where else the well would get its water. It's fresh water from. It's definitely fresh. I know I've drawn water from that well. I've only been in the courtyard, though. I've never been inside. So inside the gate, there's a small stable, and then there's the big fortress. I've never been inside the fortress. I've just been through the gate when I was treating Ida.
Okay.
Maybe we try knocking, and if nobody answers, we have that other way in.
Yeah. I'm sure our friend Daegron can knock very loudly.
Oh yes, I'm sure they'll listen.
I don't know. Daegron knows another way to knock.
I mean, it's useful in this matter.
Fair point.
Okay, let's go see if we can meet that captain of the guard.
Are we past the time when we feel as if the Elder Ordway should have come out by this point?
Yes.
I'm guessing.
You definitely feel like she should have been here by now.
Yes. So, let's go.
You're walking over to Stoneholm.
I'm going to guess we're going to take the scenic route and get a little closer to the docks. And just
Okay.
give it a look over.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can give me perception, you can give me society, whatever else you wanted to do for your inspection without really getting close to them, it sounds like was your goal, right?
Can I boop this with the lore skill, or is it
Sure.
society?
Yeah, you can definitely do that. So
And
Libbiel,
Estriel is so hard to say.
yes. You see this individual standing on the deck. Looks like that's the first mate. She looks like she's very stern. It does look like she is upset about being here and does not want to be here. You do know that the garb she's wearing looks more like the garb of like a mercenary captain or a private sailor. Definitely not an official vessel of New Thassalon, but is wearing all New Thassalonian style attire. So you'd believe that she is a native. You would believe that she is from there, but she's probably a merchant, a privateer, maybe something of that nature, less than like an official government naval ship. You don't see any sign of rust on their gear.
No rust. And you and the garb just isn't usual for that sort of boat.
No, it's usual. It's just, early on you couldn't tell if this was an official naval vessel or if this was a merchant crew or this was a pirate. You couldn't really tell yesterday when you were looking around. Now you feel pretty confident that this is an independent vessel that's probably still, flagged and home based out of New Thassalon, but, is not just a normal merchant, same time, not a naval vessel, not a official tax collector. This feels like, basically like a mercenary crew that has a boat. Whether that means it's a privateer or a pirate, doesn't feel that, lawless. It does seem like this is, a vessel bound by the laws of New Thassalon, but is definitely, an independent force.
Okay.
Probably hired by someone to come here. It does look like they probably, from what you know of this kind of attire, they probably aren't making the calls for what they're doing.
Okay. I'm going to secretly relay that, but further away from the docks.
So I think our suspicions are somewhat confirmed, potentially. there might be something nefarious going on?
Well, depends if we can actually see Ordwe.
There, let's knock. If nobody answers, I think we have no other choice but to use the underground passage.
So you arrive at Stoneholm. The gates here are very impressive. They are spiked. The spiked wall is 20 feet tall, but there's spikes all along it. Not in a way that would make it easy to climb, in a way that makes it very hard to climb without impaling yourself. So there is no answer if you knock or call out.
Daegron would have walked up to the doors and laid his fist against it a few times, called out, and just to see if any guards were at the posts.
You don't hear any immediate reaction. It does seem like they're not stationed guarding this. There might be people listening, but no one is nearby, at least at the gate or on top of the wall. And the wall does not appear to have guard towers or anything of that. It appears to just be a solid wall blocking access to this valley.
So Bia's going to take a sniff, see if she can smell anything around the gate.
Give me a perception check.
All right, Bia, this is your big try.
Bia will, can Bia talk to you, or gesture, or what's the degree of communication?
I think Bia can gesture at me, and we probably have some signals planned out. Probably poke me in the head.
Yeah, kind of pokes you a little. Basically, plays a little bit of charades, kind of buzzes around, rolls around on the ground, kind of. You're not quite sure at first what it means, but then something about Bia's gestures reminds you of the way Ordwe was swimming in the impromptu bath.
Okay, I'm going to use shared senses to see if I can get the smell myself. See what it is.
Yeah, basically, I mean, you can tell that Ordwe's been through here, is what Bia was trying to communicate.
Mm-hmm. Well, Bia definitely smells Ordwe, but nothing much else. There's no signs of blood or battle, I guess.
Well, and
Which,
no one's
which
answering.
is a good thing. He didn't seem to smell anyone else, though. I don't know.
If no one's answering, we do need to meet Ordwe, and it seems like should we go through the other passage?
I mean, we might as well.
Is there any sort of Sally door, man-sized door like this that people might use, or is it just the gates?
Give me a perception check, or I would take a warfare lore. I would take something like that. Anything that you think like fortress lore could, anything in that flavor, I would take here.
I've got crafting. I've got Gorm lore. I don't know Gorm that.
I could take the Gorm lore for that one. It is their type of structure. You would be surprised if there was a Sally port. While that would make total sense for any kind of god of war or god of defense, they face all their challenges head on. You don't think they would leave an escape route of that nature, or a way of... if there's a tough force blockading them in, they would relish the chance to run out and fight them directly.
Kind of like I don't see anything else here. I think the waterways are open.
I mean, I assume that these gates are probably sturdy, but I don't see, like, I bet we could bash them open pretty easily because, like, this is, I mean, Gorums are fight head on, right? But maybe not the aggressive way.
Yeah, and it'll make a lot of noise. I mean, I'm not looking forward to charging through the water, but at the same time, I'm not sure I want to bash a Gorumite's gates until they open.
Yeah. Anyways, let's go under the water and make a bit of a splash.
So you head your way over to the stream outlet, which is close by. You find a 3-foot wide underground stream that empties into Iron Harbor here. The tunnel is cramped. It's a little bit slow.
Like here-ish?
It's here-ish. It doesn't exactly matter, but yeah, it's here.
Okay.
And so you're squeezing a way through. It takes you some time, and you eventually end up in a small reservoir. It looks like there is a kind of a side channel that the inn kind of partially flows into, fills a pool, and then most of it outlets here. And looking up, you can see sky above you.
All right. Anyone have a plan better than me sending Bia up there with a rope?
That sounds like a pretty good plan.
Okay, you send Bia up with a rope. Can Bia affix it to anything for you?
Um,
Does Bia have thievery, I guess is the question.
I mean, it's +1.
Well, Bia can try to somehow loop the rope around something. You don't think Bia knows how to tie a knot, but maybe just wrapping it enough will provide a little bit of help.
Maybe she can see if there's something very sturdy to wrap it around a few times.
Is there perhaps is there a wooden top to the well? I maybe could shoot the rope with a bolt. I don't know if that would work.
You can see the sky, so you don't think there's like a ceiling or a little hut over the top of the well, and there's definitely not a wooden cap currently covering it.
Okay, so I think
high
our
up is-
plan is to have Bia wrap it around anything that Bia's judgment finds to be sturdy, and then we'll send the lightest of us up. Hey, Dezi.
I look around. Oh, I guess that's me.
Yeah, well,
How
I'll
high
hold
up
your-
is this?
I'll hold your cross.
looks like about 15 to 20 feet.
Oh, that's high.
They
Maybe
are
Daegron
they
can
are
give me
they
a
are
boost
they
up?
are they are abstracting it to not be the normal climbing rules. So it's a single skill check, just so you know,
Okay.
not the iterated
Daegron.
skill check.
You up high as you could.
Okay.
Okay. I will take a athletics check from Dezi then. Okay. You make it up without having to grab onto the rope. You scramble up the sides a little bit. The rope's there in case you need it, but you think it's actually easier to climb the walls of the well. When you get to the top, I can't split you across the maps, so let me describe what you see, and then I'll change the map if more people come up or not.
Actually, you
If I
might as
can
well just
Over the
switch map
top of
over
that. Sorry.
for the green.
Sure.
We'll be up there in a minute, after all.
So you have, this is what you're seeing, Dezi, and the bee. You are, in the courtyard of this giant temple complex. You see the main doors are right about here. You see the stable that was described over here. You see the front doors here. You don't see any people. It does look like the building itself must have at least 2 floors, maybe 3. You can't really tell from the scale. From the windows, it looks like you think there's 2 floors and maybe a 3rd floor with parapets. So there might be a exposed roof.
Okay. I will kind of hunch behind the well, and I'll actually look down kind of over the edge, and if I can see anybody down there, I will cast a message. You know what? I'll just take a small sheet of paper out and scribble a note that says, "Come up," and drop it down.
Are you gonna help with the rope? Because I do not have athletics.
I thought it was easier to climb the sides, so I will. I can't really write a long note, but I will also. I can try to affix the rope too.
Anchoring the rope would at least give some bonuses.
Okay, sure. I'll do that as well. Drop the note and then work on anchoring the rope.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
Daegron, Libby up, build same thing after the lap, and then follow up last.
Okay.
All right, Libby's going to definitely need it. All right, here we go. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, Libby didn't need any help
Fighter
at all,
thing.
but yeah, easily climbed all the way up. Made it look trivial.
All right, that won't be so bad. Vanarel will take Daegron's cue and head up next.
With the aid from Daegron, that makes it, but it was a little harder for you. Maybe the well's a little too narrow. Maybe you're just not quite squeezing in as well. You're a little broader shoulder. It took a little bit more effort. And Daegron makes it up easily as well. So you're all up now in this courtyard. The courtyard is covered in dirts and weeds. Stonehome, a 2-story keep, looms to the north, while a robust 20-foot outer wall capped with numerous spikes protects the keep to the south. A wooden archer's walkway stands against the inside of the wall, allowing a view of anyone foolish enough to besiege the keep. The eastern portion of the courtyard holds a large, roof-covered well, while a small stable stands against the west wall of the valley.
Goat first.
Go
Yeah,
first.
I do want to see the goat.
We have our priorities as adventurers straight.
I
Plausible
see something
deniability.
through this window. Oh no, that's not a good sign. Let's... Yeah, those are not good signs.
Daegron kind of walks towards the door. He says, "Did you see inside? I didn't see anything."
Come over here by the window. Step here. Look inside.
Yeah, you can peek through the windows.
Yeah.
You definitely see some bodies lying on the floor. Armored bodies.
Oh
Well,
no.
that explains why they're not in town.
Maybe that's more important than the goat, I guess.
I'm going to still check on that goat. This is the stable.
That is the stables. These modest stables are in good repair and have 2 large pens. The smell of hay and animal refuse permeates the air. A large double door exits to the east. And you do see a goat that looks a little malnourished, not trying to stand up. It's kind of making weak goat noises.
Who's a good boy? I'll take out the medicine and attempt to if I can feed him through the door, I'll do that. I can happy to make a nature check if that makes sense here.
With that medicine, you don't need any check at all. You can roll a check to see, if the animal takes to you at all, but it eats the medicine and it seems to regain its mobility within like 10 minutes. It's pretty quick. You're surprised. Elsie obviously knows her animal care.
Rolled secret. I'm not sure if it was
Yep,
supposed
I
to
see it.
be.
That's fine. Eda, kind of butts against you a little bit. You can tell it's maybe like not quite happy that you're here, but it also knows that you healed it, so it's kind of like not headbutting you strongly, but it's not the affectionate headbutt of a goat either.
We can always come back for the goat. We should probably leave it. It's safer here.
Yeah, for now. We'll see if we can get the goat later.
And just to share the goat picture.
What a strong goat.
Now I want to take something that gives me the mount ability. It's a halfling riding on a goat. Sounds
Be a good
amazing.
mount.
All right. Goat has been.
The goat.
Also,
No,
let me
goat-
get some water.
Yeah, so it's like, see, you fed it through there. Okay, yep, that's fine. You gave it some water. It does look a little better.
Well, we better take a look at this. Got to find Ordby in this mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Daegron will step up and look over and see if everyone's ready, and then open the door.
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
So inside, the hallway is covered in dried, spattered blood. A pair of corpses, each fully clad in rusted Gorumite armor, lie rotting, each with wounds as if pierced by a dozen spears. A rusting ceiling grate gives a limited view into the room above. And it looks like, this is like a murder hole type setup where people above might have taken them out.
And as Daegron looks up at this and sees, goes, "Stay here. Let me go the door first. Don't file into this room." He's gonna just move forward carefully, looking in front of him, make sure there's nothing, no sort of traps or anything.
And
Jesse's gonna kind of take a
sadly,
look at.
no one's secret rolls got this. And Daegron, you have triggered a trap. All creatures in the hallway will need to give me... No, I make a strike at all creatures in the hallway. Here's Daegron. Oh, I
Secret.
have it self-roll. Let me change that public. Here we go. Try it again. Here's against Daegron. 21 against AC.
Yep, that'll hit.
Against Dezi. 16 misses. Against Vanarel. Will hit. Looks like the spears were set for, standard human size, not halfling size. And that's how Dezi could wind the way through there more easily. For those of you who were hit, I need a fortitude save.
I think
Oh,
Daegron's gonna
no.
reroll that.
Okay, you can use your hero point. You do have 2, I believe. Both of you succeeded, so you just took some damage. The trap, all of these, there was a pressure plate right in front of the door where Daegron is now, and you can tell that it has to be manually rearmed. So it's difficult terrain now to move through these spears, but until you see them going back down, there's not a threat. Or you could try to deal with them while they're up, but you can tell that, there's no more holes in the floor. Now that you've seen these, you can tell there's not more. What would you like to do?
Sorry. Desi will cautiously kind of wind their way to the corpses and start examining them. I'm going to guess they might not have died through murder holes and might have died through spears coming up through the floor, and also just like what happened here and do they have any stuff on them?
You can tell they were, wearing Gorumite armor, long swords, great axes, that everything metal on them has rusted to the point of complete uselessness.
Oh my, this is so strange. Yeah, I definitely think this is going to get to rust. We should.
I can also take a medicine check.
How long have they been lying here for their armor to rust like that?
So you can tell, first you see they have some of the same kind of rash or discoloration that you saw on the body of the person back at Osprey's Cove. And via the decay of the body, you do think they've been lying here for 6 days, 7 days. The rust, of course, does not match. That feels like it's much, much longer rust. Oh, why are we paused? We don't need to be paused. We were paused for the trap, that's why.
Okay. we'll want to be careful of metal things, I guess. And yeah, something weird's going on here, obviously. Let's continue to explore.
Can I slowly like disarm this trap?
Sure. You can give me a. You can. How would you like to disarm? I mean, it looks like thievery is always the default to just unhook the pressure plate from the things. If you have other ideas, let me
Well,
know.
at this point, the trap has been used. I'd like to see if I can just pull the spears out of the ground.
Okay, give me an athletics check on that.
Athletics. That's good. I can do this.
You pull with all your might, but you're not able to get the spear to come out of the whatever it's attached to below.
All right. Well, that was a dud. Let me just see if I can pop this pressure plate.
You don't have Gorumite.
So I'm going to, you know, go for the pressure plate now instead. I do have my thieves' tools on me. So woof.
You pick at
I'm
it a
just
little. Yeah, you think if this trap was armed, it would have gone off again on you, but you know it's not currently armed.
mm-hmm. You Gorumites make really sturdy stuff. Ugh. All right. Shall we press on?
Sounds good to me.
Ready
Can
when
we
you are,
listen at the
Daegron.
door here?
What was that, Daegron?
Can we listen at the door
Sure.
here?
Give me a
See if they
perception
heard
check.
us?
Yeah. You definitely hear voices from the other room. Sounds like they're yelling at each other. Something about getting ahead or earning favor. You do briefly hear one of them say, "What's that?" The other one says, "No, no, listen to me. We got to find a way to get ahead." You think one of them might have heard you, but it seems like they're still arguing about it and maybe not paying full attention.
We're going in. I think we go now. There's 2 in there.
Okay.
No one objects. He throws
I'm
the
going to
door
cast
open.
Bless just before you open the door, if that's okay.
Sure.
Yep.
So I'm talking you into initiative. I'm gonna let you have the bless beforehand, and I'll let you have even the door opening before initiative starts. So I'm not going to cost you an action on that. Go ahead and roll. Here's what they look like. You see well armored, but still heavily rusted. People holding, a great sword in their hand. Their armor is covered in spikes. Very much, you all know that is kind of the more ceremonial Gorumite armor. The spikes especially is kind of gives it away. Of course, normally it would not be rusted. It might be dirty. It might be a little dinged up, but it probably wouldn't be a knight's polish, but it would not be allowed to rust like this. You do know that. Up first, though, is one of them who is going to bellow. It's like, here's how we get ahead, and will come towards you. You noticed he's not like he drops his the greatsword he had in one hand, and he draws a sickle as he charges you. He moves there, going around the table. The tables would be difficult terrain, and will lash out at Vanarel with one action remaining. And he will hit with a 24. 6 points of damage as the sickle kind of scrapes along your arm.
Ouch.
Dezi.
Well, it looks like Vanarel's pretty injured right now, so I think I would mutter some words about healthy travels and cast a quick heal on Vanarel, and then probably try to pop off a shot for my crossbow on the one that's near the door.
14 healing back to Vanarel.
Thanks again.
No problem. I'm told that's what I should do, so yeah.
And that's a hit. The bolt looks like it's about to glance off the armor before it sinks in. Maybe the weakening by the rust is what has allowed the arrow to find a purchase.
Or was it the blessing of the roads?
Could be that.
Definitely not.
The blessing of the rough.
Daegron.
As this follower of Gorham, who doesn't really seem to be a follower of Gorham anymore, charges in, he's going to call out to Vanarel, keep them back, and he's going to swing his axe in at him right after being hit. So this is with snagging strike. First one.
With snagging strike. That is a crit. He looks heavily hit, but he is still up. He's bellowing and making a racket right now. He is off guard now, right? For your next strike?
Yeah. Off guard until end of my next turn.
Mm-hmm.
The axe in around for a second hit.
That hits again. And that is going to take that one out.
And then as he strikes that one down, he looks towards the one in the back of the room. Lets out a war cry, and he's going to try.
Right. That does not succeed.
Doesn't surprise him that who should be Gorumites didn't flinch, but that's all 3 actions.
This guy is going to spend one action yelling, "Intruders! Intruders in the keep! We must defend! Intruders!" And then he runs down one action and will strike at Daegron with his sickle. That's going to hit 23 against AC for 7 points. And that was his whole turn. Libbiel.
So Libby is going to cast from this range just she creates a little wire of copper and shoots it at him.
That is going to hit. Roll your full damage as he kind of jolts with his electricity is surging through him, flowing over and around and through his armor.
And I'm going to use my last... Oh, that's not the one I wanted to hit. My last action to give a shield spell to Daegron.
I think shield is personal.
Is it personal? I mean, if it's personal, it's just me, then...
Yeah, I think shield can only target yourself.
Okay.
Yes, you raise a shield of force. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
Vanarel.
All right. Well, there's still one of these guys standing, so I'm gonna take a good look at him, get a eye for the weakest points in his armor where it's all rusted up. Using him as my new hunted prey, and I'm gonna try and batter this guy, and I hope it doesn't sound too comedic as I bash him over and over. I'll try to make him not sound like a hand drum as I pummel him down. Twin takedown.
First one's a hit. And the second one is a hit. And that
Ah,
does
man.
take him down. Twin takedown lives up to its name. The room falls silent with the slight ringing of that last hammer gong echoing through the chamber. You think you hear footsteps above.
We need to get out of the murder
Seems like we
holes.
should move quickly.
Yeah.
I'm going to. Oh, move up.
2 doors, 3 doors here.
Yes, you see a door to the north, you see doors to the east and west, and the door that you just came in through. To the
We
south.
need to find a more defensible position.
Pull
This
off
has
the
too many
helmet
openings.
of one of these guys. I want to see if they're actually people.
Okay. Yeah. You spend probably about 2-3 actions worth of time to get the helmet off. It did latch. It was, a well-fitted plate helmet. And yeah, it looks like a human underneath it.
And are there murder holes above us currently,
Not
or is it?
not in this room. This room holds long benches and tables. Double door leads out to the south. Single doors lead to the north, east, and west. Looks like this is This looks like a dining hall, as best you can tell.
These Gorumites, they don't have that rusty, splotchy thing going, too, do they?
They do not. At least not
Daegron,
on the face.
can we move some of these tables against the doors? Hopefully, while the helmet's being removed. That way we can at least slow them down a
If you've got any
little.
ideas for that, Daegron will do whatever heavy lifting you need for it.
Yeah, just move them in front of the table, the doors. We'll go out one of the door.
Okay, so
Because we need to
which doors are you blocking with how many tables and benches?
Anyone have any thoughts on which way we should go? We're not going this way. This is too far.
Deeper into the
Further into the.
So you want to block that door, it sounds like. Oh, you keep opening it. I don't think that's what you mean to do, right?
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to close it. I thought it was. Yeah.
So you're barricading that door.
Barricade that door. And I think we should go out this way, myself.
Okay, so
Right is always
you're
right.
also barricading that one as well.
Yep,
Yes.
the benches and everything up against that, kind of props them to try to block the door.
Okay.
Also, we could probably use the bodies and a table to block the front door, just in case.
I think we want our route out open.
Yeah, let's not block our own exit.
Okay. That is entirely fair. All right, let's get going. Who's first?
Why didn't you let?
Vanarel, why don't you take the lead?
Yeah.
A little banged up.
Got it.
I can get a heal on you if you really need it, but
Let's
I
hold
will-
off and see.
I'll take just a moment to give a listen at this door as well, like we did last time.
Sure.
Just
Give me a perception
now that
check.
we know there's more stuff.
You don't hear anything through there. You do smell something a little vinegary.
I don't think there's anything talking in here, but something smells funny. Here we go. And I will open this door.
The smell of vinegar comes pouring out of the room as you open that door.
Well, it's probably their pickling cabinet, something. Let's go through it fast. Daegron,
You see
you want to hold up the rear?
You see 2 beds, a small work desk, and a small array of mostly empty shelves. Looks like this is probably you would guess it's a rather poor quality clinic, infirmary. The smell of vinegar is probably some of the medicines here. You do see on the shelves, you do have, won't make you identify any of those. Expanded healer's toolkit, elixirs of life, and anti-plague lessers.
okay, yeah, we should grab the healing stuff because we have people that are injured. In fact, you want to
Right.
take that. Daegron, did you need some of this? That might be a good quick pick me up.
He takes a look over the stuff here.
I'm a little curious about this door. It shouldn't lead to anything that leads further on. You mind if I open it?
Yeah, you currently see a door to the north, a door to the south, and you have the 2 doors to the east, one of which is the small one you're standing next to right now.
Yeah, I think this shouldn't lead anything major. I just want to check. Oh, it's the way up.
It's the way down.
Way down.
Those stairs lead down.
Does Bia get any specific kind of smells from down that direction?
Yes. Let me see. You get a feline smell.
There's a cat down there.
Yeah, Daegron grabs one of the elixirs and downs it. And hands the other one off to Dezi for the group back.
Okay, where are the shelves that I'm missing?
The shelves were right here, basically where the
Found it.
treasure was.
Cool, got it. Yep.
All right, so I'll move one of those beds in front of the door, and I think down is our way down.
There's other doors in this room.
Yes, this one should lead to the fort protections. That should lead further into the viewpoints at the one at the top. That should lead further into the fort. I think we should barricade this door and leave this one open and go down.
Vanarel, I think you might want to grab the tools in the shelf.
Okay, yeah, I'll hang on to those.
Go farther down, or do we make sure no one
Maybe check the door to the south really quick, just to make sure nobody is in there.
So that room, let's see. 2 arrow slits open in this room's southern wall, and a barrel of ranged weapons and ammo stands nearby. A short but steep set of stairs leads up to a hatch. The barrel full of weapons, which has 3 short bows and 50 arrows.
You even want a bow while we're here?
I'd say we should loot everything, but that's heavy.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same mindset here.
Grab some extra weapons, Vanarel, and Daegron, if you need them.
Looks about the same.
I'm better with these hatchets. I'll be.
We might run into something you want to be nowhere near, especially if it's going to be rusting your weapons.
He is.
And you did see there also was another door to the east in that room.
Yeah, I think the most pressing thing is that it has a way up. Because the way up here, yeah, that's really not a good idea for us.
I feel like I guess we could go down, but we need to figure out what happened here, and I don't think Elder Ordway would be in the basement. I mean, maybe.
I mean,
actually, maybe. That's a good point.
I would put the dungeons in the bottom, yes. I want to get Elder Ordway first.
As anything else. I think
then we can investigate. I doubt she's in a guest room.
I guess did you want to barricade the southern door and we'll go downstairs?
Yeah, let's throw that table in front of it. Looks sturdy.
Yep. Daegron will throw the table in front of it. So at the very least, if they come through these doors behind us, maybe we'll hear something.
Yep. Okay. I've drawn another barricade on the map. Might not be able to see it until you move off of it. Oh, using a bed up there, I guess?
Yes, bed. And We'll leave this one open.
Okay.
Headed down to the basement, it sounds like.
Yeah.
You should be able to, if you move your token through to the bottom square of that, it should teleport you to the next map.
Okay. Come on, Dezi. Ooh, fancy.
Ooh, what magic is this?
And you would see the two cats in this room.
Yeah, those are cats.
Let me get a description of this room. A dark stairwell leads into the stony basement. Columns throughout the room support the keep structures overhead. Casks and wooden crates line the north and south walls, and a single iron door exits to the east. A large hole has been recently broken into the western wall, leading to a naturally occurring cave. Sticky smears of blood lead into this tunnel, and the two cats start making their way over towards you, making pitiful sounds as they come close.
I want to make sure those are cats, given some of the things we've run into. Do these seem like normal cats?
Give me a check.
Huh.
They look like cats to you. They're not acting quite like cats, but they sure look like cats.
Well, okay, be careful. These could be the plant things, remember?
I'm going to break off a little bit of ration and see if they'll just act normal to it, I guess.
They're staring at the ration. You'd think they're actually staring more at you than the ration, though.
I think we don't trust these cats.
No, bad cats.
And yes, at that point, they notice you're not people they know, and they do attack. We will need to roll initiative here. Go right ahead.
Okay. Initiative. Oh, of course.
Daegron, you are up first.
Okay, so as he comes up first, these creatures here, he's going to step down in front of the casters. And I think he feels very conflicted about this.
They're not really cats, I swear.
You better not be lying to me, and he'll take a swing at it.
Daegron, if I'm telling you to murder something, it must be good for a good reason.
That is a hit.
It is always the first snag.
Okay. I mean, you would have thought that would have killed a normal cat. It did not kill this.
I trust you, and he swings again.
It twists out of the way with supernatural agility.
Yeah, just like it twists, and he just smashes the axe against like the side of this pillar that he's right up against.
And that's your 3. Up next is the one behind. And what does he want to do? Yeah, gonna do that. It begins casting a spell. And I will need a will save from... Oh, this one does not give me... Looks like it. Let's see, is it giving me the save? Yeah, there it is. Everyone give me a will save. It's targeting all 4 of you.
Oh, good. Oh, I should have clicked the save will.
It's fine.
The pass.
You still passed. So you are frightened 1. On a success. Vanarel is frightened 2 on a fail. Daegron is frightened 2. And Dezi is frightened 1. As basically, it feels like it's making you feel like, all your hopes and dreams of an afterlife are gone and being taken away. And it is going to, as it casts that spell, let's see, do I have... I don't see the macro to change its token. So it would change form on that. Does this do it? I don't have a macro to change its token, but here is what it turns into instead.
Oh my god.
It's like a two-legged dog snake with a super long tongue made out of blood, glowing red eyes.
That's really a dog. Oh no.
Yeah,
And-
these cats are freaking me out.
And it's then going to back up with its next second, with its third action after casting fear on you all. Dezi.
I think we all agree to kill the heck out of these cats.
Yeah, so I will. Sure, I'm gonna target the one that's in front of me, and mutter some words, and some one of my crossbow bolts basically manifests into like a pointed thing and shoots out towards the cat.
The bolt goes off to the side, missing them.
No, not again. Mutters some additional words and places a hand upon Vanarel to bless them or give them.
Okay. Vanarel is next. And make sure you tick down your friend at the end of the turn, Dezi.
Okay. All right. These cats are not cats. All right. This one's right here in front of me. I am going to size it up. I think this one still looks like a cat, but that's still weird. I will hunt prey on this creature, and then I am going to strike at it with a twin takedown. I think my blows might be a little lighter because I want to get away from this stupid thing being scared as I am.
That still manages to hit, even through your fear.
Okay.
And that first one is no more.
Oh, okay.
I think you have
think
one
we hit it
action
again
left
just for the
after
heck of
the...
it.
You had Hunt
Yes.
Prey, and you then had Twin Takedown, which is one action, or is that two actions?
Twin takedown is one action
You have
for
one-
two strikes.
Yep,
Yeah.
you have one action left.
Okay. I will advance up a bit on this other creature. Let's get to here for him, and that is me.
Okay. Libbiel.
Libbiel's going to first move so she can see this thing. Oh, she's like, ugh. All right, going to flick her copper live wire at it. See if she can get it be hurt a little more.
That is a hit.
Bad roll.
Minimum damage, just about. But it took it. It's hurt.
All right, that's my turn.
Okay. Daegron.
Okay, as Daegron starts, he kind of steps forward to stand next to Vanarel, and I believe he's going to ready an action where if it comes within range of us, he will swing at it. He doesn't want to run right up on it. He's already a little hurt, but he'll spend his round.
Okay. So I believe that will still let your frightened tick down one. I don't think that snapshots onto the readied strike. So make sure you...
Well, yeah, because this isn't moving the initiative, right?
Yeah. So then, yeah, this one is going to cast another spell. it now has mirror image on itself. And it is then going to move to another corner of the room still. Dezi.
I'd like to figure out like if this is some sort of demonic or devilish thing. And if it might be susceptible, for example, to good damage.
Sure. Give me a religion check. Yes, this is something called a Esipil, which are the weakest of the Sakils. These are kind of the enemies of life and death, kind of in general. They're kind of in some ways like a fallen psychopomp. So kind of the fallen agents of Pharasma. These ones in particular are kind of like the easiest to summon. They seem to be very easy for mortals to make connections with and pull to this plane. And they like to ingratiate themselves with mortals, kind of serving as familiars, that kind of thing. And they really want to corrupt and destroy the cycle of souls, is what they're all about. So they are a fiend. They're not one of the classic fiends that people are familiar with. So they're not demons, devils, or daemons. They're kind of one of the lesser known ones. They do have a weakness to holy, and that's what you were trying to remember about.
Yeah, so these are like evil fiends. I'm going to hit them with some good damage.
That will hit.
Does this one have mirror images up, though? I don't know.
It does. So, yes. Roll me a d4, please. So that pops an image. Okay. So your strike strikes true through one of the copies of it, and you don't hear the sound of pain or sizzling from the holy.
Darn it, wrong one.
Vanarel.
Okay, done playing these games. Here, you little thing. I will move right up on top of this thing. I will designate all 4 of them as my hunted prey, I guess.
That's fine.
And I'm gonna start swinging. Twin takedown. Either this is gonna work really well, or I'm gonna pop every other false cat dog thing that's here. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
That is a miss. I'm double checking. I think
Regular miss pops image.
that's right. Just double checking. Any attack would hit you. I don't. Yes. Fails to hit, but not critically fails. Yep, so that pops an image.
All right, well, there's one. All right, that was the wrong one.
Just hit him again.
Second of the twin takedown.
That's a possible hit. Roll me a d2. On a 1, you hit. On a 2, you hit the image. Pop the last image.
Great. There he is. Okay, yeah, moving up on him. Hunting prey, twin takedown.
Yep. Tick down your
That'd
frightened, and Libbiel, you're up.
Libbiel's going to be like, this one just needs to die. Go flick another little wire at it.
That will hit. And thanks to the images being gone, it actually is a hit.
Wow. Thick, kind of chip damage on it.
You can tell like its hair is, I guess it doesn't have any hair in this form. So yeah, you've been electrocuting it. You probably see it like all those bulbous like growths on its back are kind of convulsing a little from the electricity, but it doesn't look like it's hurting it all that much.
Don't like that.
You have 1 action left.
I'm just going to hit myself with a shield.
Okay. Up next is Daegron.
Okay, Daegron charges down past the pillar to get on the other side of this. Right.
And it does look like your mic is dropping off again, so if you can do anything.
Okay. Yep. And
Stick
I'll
it
move
within your
close
mouth.
and move close and try to strike it here.
That will hit it. And that will finish the combat.
Yeah. There's summoning fiends. She squints at it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but that they're normally used as like familiars to. I'm assuming people who want to summon evil fallen creatures. So, uh, I that's not normal for most Gorumites, I think.
You see pretty recent but still dried bloodstains leading off to the west through that tunnel. You also hear whimpering, it sounds like, from that door to the east in where you are right now.
I would like to go to the whimpering. I'm going to hold out a torch because this area looks dark.
Ordwe?
There is no response. You do hear someone saying, "Food, food."
Yeah, let's move in closer.
All right, I'm just gonna open the door, still ready, since cats are disguising themselves as demons. And
Dogs are disguising themselves as cats.
Do I have the torchlight? Doesn't seem like it's making much of a difference.
oh, is this not a?
This door is locked.
Oh,
Huh. Do you mind if you get out of the way? I can try to picklock it.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. How many picklocks does the thieves kit come with?
You don't use them unless you critically fail it.
Yep, that's correct.
Oh, okay.
That does not get the door, but it's not a critical fail. You can safely
Can
try
I get
again.
another chance at this?
Oh yeah, yep. Until you break all your picks,
Just
you can
asking
try
you.
again.
Just asking the group.
You felt you almost got it. You just were like a tiny bit short on that.
Just a little more. I swear. She's sweating. Are you serious?
Everyone's watching you.
Yeah, she's panicking a little. Just open, please. Getting flashbacks to school.
I will cast guidance on you just because I feel like you need the blessing of the roads.
This will give you +1 on your next attempt.
All right. Boop. Oh, shit. +1 to that.
I'm going to say you're going to get this eventually, so you look like you're unlikely to critically fail, so I will unlock it. It took you some time. Whether or not that's going to cost you with what's happening upstairs or not, you don't know, but time has passed.
Do you want to maybe put a small barricade in the stairwell or leave it open? Oh my gosh. Are you a townsperson?
Inside, you see 3 individuals lying down, barely moving. They look somewhat emaciated. They look dehydrated. He's
Get out of the way for the healer.
begging for food. This long storage room runs north to south with small kegs lining the walls and padded crates. Some of the packing straw has been repurposed as improvised bedding, though most of it is now soiled. The stench of filth and waste fills the chamber.
I'm using some of my rations to give them food.
Okay.
And I'm going to give them a wash using prestidigitation.
Sure. Who are you?
Concerned citizens from Osprey Cove.
Yeah, what's been going on here? Is there like demons or devil worshippers?
So, someone arrived, I don't know how many days ago. We've lost track down here.
Oh, 7.
Was trying to. I think they were saying the name Zar at Azmak. I
Can I roll lore at that?
sure. I can take religion check. I can take lores. People ever want to try to figure out what that is? Take occultism.
Star aspect.
Libbiel does not recognize that name. It does not seem. While it has something in common with a little bit of Thessalonian type names, it doesn't seem like it actually is. Like, the Zin Adrisil and Zar Azmak maybe sound familiar, but you recognize it's not a connection of letters that they would ever assemble. You don't think it's related to Thessalon. Dezi,
Yeah, that's it's a Thessalonian.
you think you've heard of it as one of the minor lords of hell? You're not sure under what archdevil it serves, but you think that's where you've heard of this.
Oh, that's a Lord of Hell. That sounds pretty terrible. Desi would totally say this out loud in front of the prisoners, because he has no real social cues, unfortunately.
Oh no, they came in. They talked with the high priest for a while. He then summoned us all and told us that we'd been found wanting by Gorum, and we had to pass a test. At which point, the Thessalonian guy, don't know what his name was, but he opened a vial, and some gas filled the room. Some of us got sick, some of us died, some of us recovered. Those who recovered were said to be the chosen ones, and the rest of us were thrown down here, or I don't know. There was 4 down here before. They told us we had to kill 1 to get food.
Oh no.
That's awful.
We 3 refused. The 4th one he tried. We managed to beat him, but we've not been fed since.
I'm going to break out some more rations for the others. Just eat up, and we'll get you back to town and
Oh,
get you some help.
how is the town?
It's fine. Like, nobody in town has noticed anything of wrong besides the fact you guys haven't come out of your stone home.
I'm glad to hear that. At least we haven't completely destroyed them.
Yeah. Let me clean you all up so you don't get any sickness. There's upstairs is the stock of bows in the defensible position.
Libby,
If you feel like you need to defend yourself. But I think you should probably stick with us.
Oh, that's a good idea too. I was gonna say they maybe should stay here, but coming behind us might make sense too.
I did hear the bottom one. I heard one other thing. Something
Hmm?
about exploring and reclaiming my grandfather's work.
Do you think that's about Stonehenge? Rusthenge? The weird shit over there? That there was a cult over there last night.
I think so. He was calling it something else. He was calling it the Vloric Spires.
Okay, I'm rolling at that.
Go ahead with your Zen Edrisil lore. You don't recognize that. I mean, you think you've heard about it. You know that is a name associated with Thassalon, but you don't recognize that one in particular. Dezi doesn't either. You think
I have to go find a book.
the thing you remember about it was you think you saw something about it being like a lie,
Lie.
but more like the person who made it was like embezzling money from the Rune Lords or something. You're not sure what they were doing or why they were doing it, but that's what you remember about it.
I'm going to keep that to myself because I'm not confident in that knowledge. Okay, so what do you guys want to do? You want to come with us, or do you want to like hole up somewhere we can bring you down those short bows.
Can you get us out of here?
Yes, we
Sure
are
can.
looking for someone, another prisoner.
If you're
Named by-
comfortable going down a well and going out to the sea that way.
They look at each other as like, uh, uh, we can try. No challenge is
Okay.
above us.
The
No,
well in the courtyard.
you can tell there's no way they could make it in their state. But they at least still seem to be somewhat devout Gorumites, where they won't back down from the challenge.
You know, going out the
Mhm.
front door is probably a harder challenge, says Libby, giving Dezi a look.
Oh, we could just open the front door. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, but
Ah.
like,
We can't actually. Oh, yes, we can. Never mind.
We didn't check those gates from this side.
Oh, you mean the front gates?
yes, but
they latch and bar, but there's no key on this side.
Oh, that makes sense. Sorry. They've been closed for a week. Nobody's been answering.
They also
I feel
say
that-
we do have a couple more supplies. You're welcome to take them.
I mean, as long as they aren't something you're going to need.
We tried eating a healing potion. It didn't help the hunger at all. We left the other 5.
Okay. Keep a couple of healing potions for yourselves.
There's also a
we'll
lot of
take-
vodka, but again, we thought that was a bad idea. If that's all we have.
That's probably a bad idea, yes. Although,
How about
No,
we
we
trade
can
you
go back.
rations for healing potions if you don't need them?
Yes, please.
We'll gladly give them back, but we need to find our friend too, so.
I would rush for the door. I would get to someone in town you trust. I know you guys didn't really mix with them, but you know,
Yes. Thank you. Do any of you... Well, we don't have any spells right now, but in the future, if you need any healing, please see us in town.
okay.
I'll give them six of my rations here, which I think are a day's worth of food each, if I remember correctly.
I'll
And-
split that with you. I'll do 3.
Oh, I don't mind. I'll gladly give them all of our rations. We can buy more and get more if they're going to give us some healing potions to deal with, and we can return those if need be, but, who knows what we're going to find in here, so.
How do I take it down? Just uses.
You
I believe
expand it and then
you
click
hit the
use.
little minus button.
And yeah, mechanically, they are all first level clerics, so they'd have kind of the same types of spells you'd expect if you need healing services in town.
All right. Okay. I gave them over some rations and okay, I think we spent enough time here. We need to move. And you guys need to.
We need to find our.
And I heard...
we know the layout of this place?
Wait, first, I heard you say you were taking the healing potions, right? So let me at least move them to the stash off of this list.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask them about the layout, and if they know of any of the other prisoners.
They will... It's only been the 4 of us down here. I think I heard, our smith, Tragiv, is still working. We still hear him hammering sometime. It sounded like he wanted to leave and they wouldn't let him. I think he may still be effectively a captive as well, but given a little more leeway due to his skills.
Okay.
So he's upstairs. He'd be to the west side of the worship hall, and they would describe that banquet hall you were in as the worship hall. Besides that, well, the upstairs are the barracks for both the junior folks like us or the more senior folks on the other side of the fort. There's more storage rooms on the first floor on the northern side. There's a training balcony overlooking the north side of the fort. And there's some ballistas on the south side of the fort, as well as
Oh,
access to the roof.
No, actually, probably shouldn't say that.
I think we're gonna need to go upstairs if we want to find the elder.
Oh, Goron, can you grab that keg that's inside that box? It seems it's very valuable. All right, Daegron, Van, Dezi, we need to find Orly. These are.
I'd agree. Let's escort them out. I don't suppose any of you have a heal spell for our friend who's a little injured here on our way out.
They already said they used all.
Yeah,
Let's
they,
just-
they've
they're
used all
tapped.
theirs.
Oh, they're tapped out. Okay, cool.
Also, I don't know. Maybe I missed it, but can we just ask these two to run a couple of names past them, or were these folks that have been in here? Have you heard the name Ordwy here?
No. Who are they?
Someone we're here looking for.
Um,
Probably a prisoner.
we've lost track of days, given how long we've been down here. There was some commotion. I want to say hours ago. It wasn't days, I think. Someone was being dragged to the west here.
West. Thank you. Let's see you out. We'll take you to the front door, and we really need to get to Ordway.
Do we want to try the West Passage if they heard somebody being dragged out that way?
Just one last question. Sorry, one more name. Vanda. Where would she usually be in here?
Oh, she's one of the senior acolytes. She'd be
Yeah.
upstairs. Usually hangs out on the dueling patio.
Upstairs.
Yes,
She's your senior?
second floor. She's second in command after the high priest.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably going to be promoted after this. Okay.
This is bad.
You can't tell, like, you can tell they're definitely shaken by this. And while they have offered you their spellcasting services, you do question whether they will remain faithful to Gorm or find a new path. So that might be a temporary boon from them.
Okay. Well, let's go see. If you guys can hang out for just a minute while we go check on that person they dragged. If it's Ordway, we all go out together.
Let's just let them out, and then we'll go down that passage. I don't want to take civilians down that passage.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be very long to go from where we are now. I mean, it's a couple of benches and beds being moved out of the way, but to the front door, if I'm spatially, it doesn't feel like we're that far from the front gate.
We didn't block the front door. Like our path to the front door is open, minus the spikes, I think.
Oh, that's
Honestly.
right.
Well, the spears. Which they could probably yank out of the ground, unlike me. Where the torchlight doesn't do a lot of this.
But yeah, it sounds like our plan is to escort them out, then
Okay.
go down the western passage.
Yes. So as you move, you can move yourself to the teleporter effectively to get yourself back on the other map. Did that do the right thing? Yes. Okay. If I remember to move the guy as the player and not as the GM, it
All right.
teleports. correctly.
Maybe move the three of them as one.
I'm not going to move
unit?
them, but I assume that you're doing them.
Okay. No changes in this room?
No changes in that room. However, there is changes when you open the door. So don't move while I get things set up here.
Oh,
There-
sure.
This is just a peek.
There is a new person in this room. Looked like was waiting for you.
Is
Who
it
looks
Vanda?
like that.
Oh my god.
This seems fine.
Hey, Dezi,
Ah,
can
more
you play
people.
the what the heck is that?
More
Oh,
for the demon lord.
Okay,
Um,
I'll do that.
And we are rolling
Alternative
initiative
plan.
right away.
Well, alternative plan, hit it with that good spell of yours.
You mean heal?
No, I mean the lance that you threw at the other thing.
Go ahead and roll initiative. Why is it saying that? Nope. Okay, that is correct. And I'm going to move that there so the stream can see what's happening here more easily.
Yeah, well, that makes one of us.
Dezi, you are up first.
I don't actually see anything right now, I think is correct.
You do not. You heard an ominous voice.
Still don't see
Yep,
anything.
you still don't see him. You heard the voice coming from the north in that room. Now you see him.
So I'm striding to the south end of the room right now. And I guess I don't want to do something with that. Yeah, I'll recall knowledge as my second action. Yeah, what is this ugly thing? I'm gonna guess religion's gonna do it.
I would occultism would actually be better in this case, but I would allow religion. I also would take Arcana in this particular case as well. You don't know what this is. This is horrible, whatever it is.
Let's pop a shot at it and see what happens, I guess. Fire raises his crossbow, a little uncertain, but Dezi will try to take a shot at it.
That will hit. The arrow sinks into him. Looks like it hurt him.
Now's where I regret everything, I think.
And up next, it is its turn. And yeah, he's gonna... Let's see, what's his speed? It's fast enough. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, there he goes. One move to get to there.
This isn't difficult to train or anything?
Oh, wait, actually, that would be, but the tables aren't here anymore, so he can go straight down. That's right. So doesn't have to go around the tables. The tables are what's making those sides difficult terrain because you moved them all. So he moves to here. He's going to try to bite you with his first action. Oh, that 20 that turned into a 2 at the last second. He will try a second bite. Need to eat. And he missed with both of them.
I have rations. No, wait, darn it, I gave them all away.
Libbiel.
So I'm going to position myself. Yep, I can see him. I'm not even going in there. We're going to hit it with my live wire. Oh no.
You completely, it grounds into the metal of the door maybe or something like that instead and just completely misses the target.
I'm actually going to use one of my hero points for this.
Okay.
I have a few of them.
A little bit better,
Oh
but
my
still
God.
misses. At least it's not a critical miss this time.
On a miss, it takes the electricity damage.
Yes. So that is 1 point.
1.
I've applied it. Daegron.
Okay, so start of Daegron's turn here. He is going to come forward and see what's going on.
Try to speak a little
Remember,
closer to your
there's
mic.
no tables.
Yep, I think the mic's just giving us some issues. But either way, we'll step forward. That's 25 there. And he's going to try to trip this creature.
That will miss.
And he lets out kind of a roar in frustration and then swings the axe at it.
That will hit. That will hit because you're a fighter.
Yeah, it's because I'm a fighter. Yeah, he swings the axe down onto it, kind of gets a bit of a glance.
And you see, you don't seem to see like blood come out of him. You see like what looks like a purplish ichor that's kind of flowing and reforming, almost knitting itself back together. It's not regeneration, but you can tell like there's like a magical energy that's like holding this creature. It's not made of normal things. Vanarel.
Okay, double timing it over here because this thing came for Dezi. Sliding over into this corner here. I am
And
going to size.
it would
Yes?
take an AOO on you. It does have those.
Oh,
And that will crit you.
okay.
For 20 points of damage.
Oh, I will fall over in the corner rather than do anything else with my turn.
I thought, did I see that you have Orc Ferocity? Did that trigger or something? I thought I saw a weird thing pop up on the screen. Maybe not. Maybe I was misreading the series of things that popped up.
It does. Okay, it did pop up. Yes.
So that means I don't think you should be...
I should be at 1.
You should be at 1. And you should be at wounded 1, but not dying. And you will also need to give me a will save from its bite. Let me try to start fixing all of your conditions.
Okay.
You would not be prone. Orc Ferocity was used. That looks good.
Yeah. Okay, and a will save.
Yes.
All right, I'll stay barely on my feet.
Your mind is full of all kinds of, like, feelings of desire, of all the things you want in this world that you don't have in a way that's almost overwhelming you. And you are sickened too with these thoughts.
But the flank cancels it out. It's fine.
This is a great place to stand, let me tell you. Okay, well, with my head swimming with 1,000 thoughts that are miles from here, I will grip my hammers. I will size this thing up, and let's see if I can retaliate a little bit. So this got real bad real quick. Twin takedown, hopefully being able to strike this guy.
That is one hit. That is a miss. Okay.
All right.
And I
That's
think
one action.
no, that was stride, hunt, prey, and flurry. Is that right? Or
Yes.
one takedown?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the full turn. And we are at the 3-hour mark. So I think we will stop here for the week, and this will be the cliffhanger we will come back to next week. The top of the round. You just put a note into chat so we remember that easily. It'll be top of round 2 next week. And thank you all. And give me a second to get just thank you all to all the viewers. I hope you've enjoyed this second session and look forward to what adventures this party gets into next.